Welcome to Warriors Weekly, presented by Esurance. In this week's show, we'll go behind the scenes with Roni Turioff for another edition of Movie Time with Roni. We also catch up with one of the newest Warriors, Vladimir Radmanovich, after a recent practice in part 2 of our Warriors profile. Now for a look at some of the recent action in last week's games, here's Warriors Rewind. After coming back against Sacramento, the Warriors would entertain the Cleveland Cavaliers on Monday night with LeBron James in town for his one and only visit, and he did not disappoint. Back and forth, the scoring would go in a 33-31 first quarter with Cleveland having a 2-point lead. Corey Maggette continues his fine play as he had 32 to lead the Warriors. Monte Ellis with 30, and the game and the tempo more of a Warrior type of score. But for Cleveland, the size paying dividends. Shaquille O'Neal, 13 points and 6 rebounds. Zydrunas Ilgauskas, 14 points. And Anderson Varejao with 15. The tall timber off the bench, pacing the Cavs in a second quarter where they would outscore the Warriors by 6. After halftime, the Warriors making a bit of a run. Vladimir Radmanovich, a bounce-back breakout game, 18 points and 9 rebounds, helping out Maggette, helping out Monte Ellis, and then Steph Curry would get into the mix with 21 points of his own. The Warriors would fall behind by double digits, but in the fourth quarter, a furious comeback would see the Warriors pull to within 3. LeBron taking over, though, would finish with 37 points. 11 assists, 8 rebounds, and score 15 of the last 18 points for the Cleveland Cavaliers. But LeBron would miss a 3. Warriors get the rebound. Monte Ellis pushing, throwing it up to Stephen Curry. A buzzer beater from very deep, offline, and Cleveland would hold off the Warriors 117-114. Cavs shoot it at 53%, limit the Warriors to only 42% shooting. Maggette 17 of 18 from the foul line, but the Cleveland Cavaliers, best road team, best team in the Eastern Conference, they hold off the Warriors 117-114. The Warriors continue the homestand on a midweeker on a Wednesday night at Oracle, entertaining Flash, Dwayne Wade, and the Miami Heat. And early on, it was Wade and the Heat really versus Corey Maggette and Monte Ellis. Back and forth they would go in the first quarter, with Maggette continuing his hot play. 15 straight games, averaging 25 points and shooting 60% from the field. He'd have 25 again versus Miami. At the end of one, the Warriors would lead 23-22, but Maggette foul trouble would be the key in the second quarter. With the Warriors holding a 4-point lead and 7 minutes left in the second, Maggette would pick up his third foul, allowing Dwayne Wade to go off as he would have 17 points in that second quarter. The Heat would outscore the Warriors 24-12 and have the 8-point lead at the half. In the third quarter, it was Jermaine O'Neal and Michael Beasley helping out Dwayne Wade. In fact, the three of them would shoot 68% from the field, with Wade going for 35, Jermaine O'Neal 24, and Michael Beasley 19. For the Warriors, Anthony Morrow, a breakout game. 24 points on 8 of 14 shooting, 4 of 5 on threes. Most points for Morrow since December 1st. But the Heat would build a 19-point lead. Their second-best shooting night of the season, their best three-point shooting night of the year, and Miami kept the Warriors at bay. Until the fourth quarter, Monte Ellis would be held to 17 points, but Monte, Maggette, and Morrow would see the Warriors cut it from 19 down to 8. D-League call-ups. Chris Hunter and Cartier Martin also involved in the mix. But the Warriors, losing Vladimir Radmanovich and C.J. Watson, 9 injured players out of the 17 that have played for the Warriors this year. They would finish the game with only 8 healthy players. O'Neal would hit a couple shots down the stretch. The Heat would hold off the Warriors 115-102. Miami, with a great shooting night, Wade leading the way, bottling up Monte Ellis, and not enough healthy Warriors to finish the ball game. The Heat come up with a victory at Oracle. Coming up next on Warriors Weekly, we go in the paint with Keith Smart and follow Roni Turioff and friends to a movie premiere.